Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a math concept that's kind of hiding in plain sight in everything from your lunch to the watch on your wrist. I know it might sound a little weird, but have you ever really thought about this? How can something as simple as sharing a pizza actually make you better at math? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple, and it's something you already do every single day. You guessed it, it's all about fractions. And no, they're not just some boring numbers in a textbook. They are literally the language we use for sharing and dividing things up. And trust me, once you get this, you're going to start seeing them absolutely everywhere. All right, so first up, let's talk about how fractions are really just all about sharing. We're going to see how a totally normal everyday thing is actually a core math concept. So, what is a fraction anyway? At its heart, it's just a way to show equal parts of a whole. Let's go back to that pizza. The entire pizza, that's your whole, or your one. The second you slice it up to share, each of those slices becomes a fraction of that whole pizza. It's really as simple as that. Now, to really get fractions, you only need to decode the two numbers that make them up. It's kind of like learning the two most important words in a brand new language. So, let's break it down. So, if you look at any fraction, you've got two key parts, a number on top and a number on the bottom. The top one, that's the numerator. It tells you how many parts you actually have. Then you've got the bottom number, the denominator, and that tells you how many equal parts the whole thing was cut into in the first place. Okay, let's zoom in on that top number, the numerator. Just think of it as your piece of the pie. Literally. If a fraction is 1 over 4, or 1/4, that 1 at the top just means you have one single slice. If it were 3/4, well, you'd have 3 slices. See? It's just counting the parts you've got. And then we have the number on the bottom, the denominator. This guy, he sets the whole scene. It tells you the total number of equal slices that the entire pizza or cake or whatever was divided into. So for our 1/4 example, that 4 on the bottom just means the whole thing was cut into 4 equal parts. That's its only job. Look, it really just boils down to this one simple rule. If you can remember nothing else, remember this. Numerator is the part, denominator is the total. You lock that in, and you've basically cracked the code for pretty much every fraction you'll ever see. But, and this is a big but, there is one golden rule we absolutely have to follow for any of this to make sense. It's the foundation for everything, and it's all about one word: fairness. And here is that golden rule. For something to actually be a fraction, the whole has to be divided into equal parts. I mean, look at this. If you slice a pizza into these perfect, identical slices, yep, you're dealing with fractions. But if you just kind of hack it up into random different-sized chunks, well, that's not a fraction. That's just a badly cut pizza. It's all about fair shares. Okay, so now that we've got the rules down, let's take a look around. Because you're probably using fractions way more than you even realize. Take time, for instance. An hour has 60 minutes, right? So when you say it's been 15 minutes, what you're really talking about is a fraction of an hour. You're talking about 15 parts out of a total of 60. And hey, that simplifies to 1/4 of the whole hour. See? You use fractions every single time you look at a clock. Or think about it with food again. Let's say a birthday cake is cut into 8 total slices, and you get to enjoy 2 of them. You can describe exactly how much you ate with a fraction: 2/8. It's just a super clear, precise language for talking about parts of a whole. So we've talked about what they are, the rules, real-world examples. So what's the most important stuff you should walk away with? Let's just quickly summarize. It really comes down to these 3 things. 1, fractions only work with equal parts. That's the big one. 2, the numerator on top counts the parts that you have. And 3, the denominator on the bottom shows the total parts possible. You master these 3 ideas, and you have totally got the basics down. So, I'll leave you with a final thought. Something to chew on, you could say. Based on everything we just covered, if you eat 1/2 of a pizza and your friend eats 4/8 of a pizza, who actually ate more? The answer to that question reveals the next really cool layer of fractions. And it just might be the next step on your journey to becoming a math wizard. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.